Hey there guys, we're going to do another whiskey review here. This is going to be my first foray into a real authentic straight bourbon, I guess. This is a rather famous one too. It's considered pretty much like top of the line for bourbons, which is exclusively a United States style whiskey. A bourbon is mostly made from corn, wheat and rye, or malted barley, and it's got to have like 51% corn in its grain profile to be legally called a bourbon. And most of these originate from and are associated with Kentucky, so that's sort of where the area where the style originated from and where you find most bourbons in the U.S. Maker's Mark was established in 1805, and it's a small batch bourbon distillery. They only make, I think, 19 barrels per batch, something along those lines. They're high in demand, but they have a lot of trouble filling their demands because they just make so little. And they do have a couple other, I guess you'd call expressions, but they're usually rare one-shot kind of deals, right? And they're even more hard to get. This one's more interesting than some of its some of the other bourbons out there. There's no rye in this one. Instead it uses red winter wheat, corn, and malted barley for its grain profile. And this is aged for up to 7.5 years, I guess. And it's 45% ABV, so 90 proof. And an interesting thing is they use the spelling W-H-I-S-K-Y as in the Scottish spelling for whiskey instead of the American one with the E. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to really say. They come in these nice wax seals you have to break off, although they do have a handy little tear strip thing there. It looks definitely a bit more classy than your usual thing. It says Maker's Mark is America's only handmade bourbon whiskey, never mass-produced. Each batch is less than 19 barrels, which means we can be choosy about everything we use and everything we do to craft our whiskey. That's why we use the old-style sour mash method. Each new batch of fermentation begins with a little of the last. The results are a more consistent whiskey, which is unique and full-flavored. And I guess the Maker's Mark brand itself has been around since about 1950-something. Product of the USA. And this is fairly reasonably priced, too. Alright, we're back with Maker's Mark, Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Look at it, it's got pretty good legs in the glass. Pretty deep amber color. Looks like maple syrup. So right to the nose. Thing you'll notice right offhand, it has a lot in common with say Jack Daniel's No. 7 as far as its aroma goes, but it's not as young and a little as unbalanced as say Jack Daniel's is. Doesn't have any harsh alcohol notes. But it's got these it's got this molasses character, a little bit of chocolate, big corn note right up front. I think it uses about 70% corn in its mash. And caramel, a little bit of vanilla too. It's a really strong, complex smell, and it's just like, it's smoother and more well balanced than Jack Daniel's. And of course that probably has a lot to do with how long this is aged. I'm not sure how long Jack Daniel's is actually aged at the moment, I can't recall, but I'm pretty sure this is aged a bit longer. It has to be aged 4 years minimum to be considered straight bourbon. So we'll go right to the taste. Man, that's smooth. Unbelievably smooth. especially for 90 proof. Pretty much the smell comes right back out in the taste profile as well. It's got that really nice corn taste. Sweet corn. Caramelized taste. A little bit of apple. Vanilla and oak in the end. And the finish is very, very spicy, like almost like ginger or cinnamon, something along those lines. Medium mouthfeel. It's not overly viscous or anything like that. Just enough. Brings a nice weight to the mouth. Even here in Canada, it's fairly well priced, $40-some. I think it's between 20 something and 30 everywhere else. So it's a really good deal. And this is every bit as complex and nice as your big scotches. It's just a different taste profile, basically. This is the other side of the coin as far as whiskeys go. Really great whiskeys go. And even after saying that, whoa, but what a great whiskey this is straight, how smooth and nice it is. It's also one of those ones that's perfect for mixing in cocktails as well, because it's got so much flavor to it, it's so smooth, and it'll blend in well with just about any whiskey drink you can think of. Definitely recommended. Maker's Mark is a really, really nice whiskey. It's definitely one you should seek out if you haven't had it yet. Okay guys, cheers. We'll see you later.